Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Thursday live. And today, I want to talk about the U.S. Citizenship Act that the bill that was introduced today. What I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to go over the main highlights of this bill. We're not going to go too much into the language of the bill because it's humongous, more than 300 pages of legislation. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break down the key points that are important for you to know, and then we'll talk about what's gonna happen next. Because remember, this is just a bill; it's not law yet, and it's really important to know that we are basically starting a long journey of what may happen, what may be an amazing opportunity to change our immigration system for a long time. So I'm going to break down the key points in this bill. I'm still going through it right now, so I haven't really. I'm going to show you some important part of that bill for you to know, and then I'm going to try to answer some questions. And probably what we're going to do is I'm going to make welcome. I see a lot of you guys, Ifran, Dejani, Farin, Vijay. I'm going to get to your questions as well, but the idea is to, there's just a lot of confusion about the bill. I want to make sure we understand what it is and what's going to happen next. So make sure you stay to the end because I'm going to go through some very interesting things, and we're going to talk about, immigrant visas, how it's going to impact immigrant visas. We're going to talk about how it's going to impact people that left the U.S., overstayed, 10-year bans. Very good news about that. We're going to talk about a special new visa that they mentioned there that will allow people that were waiting for their immigrant petitions, like brothers and sisters, parents who are currently waiting for years overseas. Very good news for people like that in this bill. We're going to talk about that and many other good things. So make sure you stick to the end. Give us the likes and the hearts. I want to see more of those so more people will be able to see those videos. So let's jump right in. I'm gonna share my screen in 1 second and we'll start. All right, so let's get right into it. So what I've done is, and I know that there's a lot of people who are, we're gonna look at the bill as well. I have a copy of the bill to show you in a second. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to create a little bit of a summary for you to make it a little bit more simple. I mean, I've seen a few videos on YouTube and on Facebook of a lot of people that are kind of jumping into the bill, and it's really confusing. I'm going to try to make it as simple as I can for you guys because I know that you come to my channel every single day for videos, updates, and I always say it like it is. So I'll do the same thing right now. So what is it? It's a bill that was introduced today, U.S. Citizenship Act of 2021. It was essentially very similar to some of the things that Biden said on first day when he was inaugurated. A lot of the things that he promised are in this bill. The main sponsors of the bill, Senators Bob Menendez and Linda Sanchez, and they introduced the bill in the House and the Senate, identical bills. Once again, remember, guys, this is just a bill. It's not law yet. It's really important because a lot of people are calling me and sending me messages. It's not yet law. Has to pass the House, the Senate, the different subcommittees, committees. Once they have the final version, it's going to go to the president, and then it becomes law. And of course, I'll update you when that happens. But for the moment, it's a bill. Now, remember, guys, why is it so important? Because the last time we had such a comprehensive bill was 2013. That's been a long time. And the last time we had a full amnesty was more than 36 years ago. So this bill is super important because it essentially it's like a historic moment. All right. So what's in this bill? In a summary, I try to summarize as much as I can. There is they're going to establish a path for citizenship for pretty much almost 11 million undocumented immigrants. They put a cap on entry to the country, so you had to be here before January 1st of 2021. So anybody who's going to show up today or tomorrow is not going to qualify this. You have to be here before January 1st of 2021 to qualify. Now, so the bill is classified, and we're gonna go into the bill in a few minutes. I'm going to show you what it looks like, and we're going to skim through all the headlines, so you're going to see exactly what's happening. But the bill essentially classifies three main classes. We've got the DACA, Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, the children that came here without inspection many years ago, and now they have DACA. They will be able to get their green cards directly. We also have TPS, temporary protected status. They're also going to be able to go in the path for a green card, and also a path for farm workers. So these are the main three classes that probably will be the first to be able to get it, and then they're going to expand it to all the people that are here without status. They're going to be able to get that bill to get their status as well. So let's go through this. So we've got the 8-year path for citizenship for undocumented immigrants. We've got an expedited path for citizenship for farm workers and DACA arrivals, and of course TPS. One important thing that is going to happen is that all the people that were here undocumented, they're going to create a new class of immigrants, and they call this lawful prospective immigrant status. And I'm going to go into the bill in a few minutes, and I'm going to show you the actual language. So they're going to create a status which is called lawful prospective immigrant status. That status will be up to 6 years. So essentially, when they transition people from undocumented to getting some kind of status, that status will be called lawful prospective immigrant, and that will give them a work permit and also the right to travel out of the country while they're here on their lawful prospective immigrant status. Now, at the end of that period, after 5-6 years, all the people that have lawful prospective status are going to be able to adjust their status and get their green cards and eventually get their citizenship. So that's really interesting. And again, because people were wondering how they're going to legalize everybody, well, that's how they're going to do it. They're going to create a new status and allow them to do that. They're going to replace the word alien from all government communication, illegal alien, and they're going to replace it with the word non-citizen. Again, that's a very political thing, but it definitely shows that we're now a country of immigrants. We don't call anybody alien, and especially nobody is going to be called illegal anymore. They're going to raise the per country caps on family and employment-based legal immigration. So in the bill itself, they have different numbers, but the idea is that right now, the reason we have such a big backlog is because there's obviously limited numbers. And right now, obviously, the family numbers that were not used because of COVID-19, because the embassies are closed, because the consulates are not processing visas, those are being moved to the employment base. And so there's always going to be shortage on one side or the other. Under the proposed bill, they're going to raise the per country limits, from I believe from 140,000 to 170,000 on the employment side, and also on the family side, they have their own numbers. One important thing is that they're going to repeal the penalty that prohibits undocumented immigrants who leave the United States to return to the United States for 3 or 10 years. So they're going to remove the 3 to 10 year bars. As you remember, right now, if you're inside the United States and you overstay your visa, and then you have to leave for whatever reason, or if you came here without status and you stay here without paperwork and you leave the country, you're automatically barred for 3 years if you stay more than 6 months, and then 10 years if you stay without status for more than a year. Well, they're going to remove those bars. What that's going to do is going to allow people to come back to the United States without doing the waivers. That means that it's going to help families stay together. The waivers take a long time, and it's just hard to do that. So they're going to remove the 3 to 10 year bar, which is amazing news. They have some provisions for asylum, increased funding for Southern Border. I just wanted to mention it here. They're going to do some changes to the citizenship process as well. So these are the main highlights. Now, let's go and look into the actual. Let's look into the actual bill. And so this is the actual bill. Now, one thing that is interesting here, and I wanted to show it to you, is so we talked about the different things in my summary, but one thing that I want to show you is that look at section 2, 1201, V non-immigrant visa. And not many people are talking about the V visa, but it is mentioned here. What the V non-immigrant visa is, it's going to be a special visa allowing people to join their family members while they're waiting for their priority date. Now, this is really important, guys. And those of you that are watching this video, and if you have family members that are in this position, so for example, let's say you filed for a brother or sister, that takes 10 years, 14 years. Let's say you have a U.S. citizen mother, they filed for you, that's taking 7, 8 years. All these people are going to be able to apply for a V non-immigrant visa, just like it says here, V non-immigrant visa, and that visa will allow them to come here and wait for their actual green card inside the United States with a work permit. That's huge. This is never again. They tried to do this before. They haven't passed, but they're including it back in this bill. So once again, if you're watching here, if you're separated by your family members, and you could benefit from the V visa, make sure you give us a like and share this video with somebody that may be interested, because this is huge. So again, nobody's really talking about this, and I wanted to mention it here because it's really important. Imagine if it passes, and you'll be able to come here right away instead of waiting for 10 years, 15 years. Some people waiting for 20 years for the family petitions. You're not going to have to do this anymore with the V visa. So that's the actual bill. I highlighted some important things for you guys. We're not going to go through the actual language, but they're going to reform the entire immigrant visa system. They're going to look into recapturing immigrant visa numbers, as I mentioned, to increase visa numbers, adjustment of status, promoting family unity, changes to the fiancé visa process as well, speeding it up as well. So there's going to be a lot of cool stuff in there as well. We've got increasing the diversity visa lottery. They're going to increase visa lottery numbers from 55,000 I believe to 80,000. We've got changes into employment-based immigration. So I highlighted this. Doctoral STEM. We're going to have visa backlog, eliminating employment per country levels. Certain students in STEM, if they have PhDs, they're going to be able to get green cards without being part of the cap. Reform to the H4 wage level system changes. So this is really cool and important things that not many people are talking about, and I wanted to mention that in this video. And of course, as I mentioned, the prospective immigrant status, which is going to be exactly a new status they're going to be creating specifically to help those people that are here without status and helping them get their status back. So so this is kind of in a nutshell the bill. I didn't want to kind of get into a lengthy video about the bill. I just want to kind of give you the highlights so you know there's quite a few good things, quite a few classes of people that could benefit from this. And if you see this, if you go back into the beginning of the video, I kind of broke it down into who exactly it is, and in the description of this video, I'm also going to include the classes of people that are going to qualify based on these changes. So let me take a few questions, guys, before we. But once again, if you're watching this and you're enjoying this video, make sure you share it with somebody that may need this. And again, I know a lot of you want to, if you want to talk to me about your case or understand how to prepare for this immigration reform, there is a actually there's a text number right here. Just click that, text me on this number, and I'll be more than happy to set up a consultation to discuss your case with you as well. Let's see here. Sylvia's, see here. What about the 5-year bar? So the 5-year bar, you're talking about when you are being sent away as a tourist, right? This is a whole different bar. What I'm talking about the 3 to 10-year bar for people that overstay their visas and then they have to apply for immigrant waivers. This is a whole different bar. They don't mention that in this bill. Smart Bionic, what's the time frame for the bill according to your opinion? Weeks, months? So again, as I mentioned to you, I personally think what's going to happen is that I don't think that this bill is going to pass as one bill, right? Because there's just too many things in that bill that could create clashes between the Democrats and the Republicans. I think what's going to happen is that it's going to be a piecemeal. They're going to take portions of that bill and they're going to attach it to other legislation and they're going to pass it one by one. And as a result, it may take months, and maybe even by the end of the year, we're going to see certain things pass, and then next year we're going to see more things pass. But I don't think this bill is going to pass as one bill. I think that maybe they're going to use the budget reconciliation process to add this on some other things and pass it this way, so they don't need a majority. You know what I mean? So there's a process called budget reconciliation that they can use to be able to bypass needing the majority. So I think that's they're not going to need the 60 vote in the Senate if they use that process. So that could be another way. So that's kind of how I see it. I don't think it's going to pass as one major bill. Um, Evelyn is asking, what about Nigerian embassy? Are they open? My husband has been waiting. So once again, guys, any questions about embassy reopening, watch some of my videos from last week. I have a full update about embassies reopening. This is not, again, how this bill is impacting. They are going to be looking at how embassies and consulates are working, and they're going to adjust their procedures. But this specific bill does not address this. But of course, it's going to address the backlog once they start reopening and moving the system forward. Sanju, I would like to schedule an appointment with you. Absolutely, Sanju. All you have to do is text the phone number right here, 619-483-4549, and you can schedule an appointment with me, and I'm more than happy to help you. And any one of you guys, you are amazing. We've got 265 people here. I want to take this opportunity to thank all our YouTube subscribers. If you're not a subscriber and you see this video for the first time, make sure you subscribe, because you guys are the reason why I'm doing these videos every single week. In addition to my workload, in addition to the office we have to run, we're doing this for you guys. So anyway, let's take one more question. That's an important question. Any news about travel ban 114, 152? Again, guys, I've done a video a couple of days ago and specifically addressing this. For the moment, there's litigation. Tomorrow there's a hearing, by the way. There's a hearing tomorrow that is focusing on DV lottery, but it's also talking about the travel bans. So I'm going to update you after the hearing. I'm going to do another video. We'll see. Depends on what happens. But if that hearing goes well, they may give an order for the consulates to lift that ban to allow the DV lottery to be able to come here. And also, of course, if they're going to come, then everybody else will be able to come as well. So let's see what happens. But for the moment, the travel bans are still on. There's no change on that. And as soon as I know, I will definitely update you guys. So anyway, thanks for watching. I wanted to come on here, give you an update about those the travel bans, give you an update about the immigration bill that was just introduced today. And of course, I'm going to make more videos as we dive into the bill. There's so many sections in there. I'm going to probably make videos specifically on the different sections. But remember, guys, very good news. We've got the V visa coming in. We've got the 3 to 10 year bars being removed. We've got new status and amnesty for immigrants. And I'm just excited. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you at our next video. Have a beautiful day.